Hello and welcome friends in my new video. It is the video of class 11. Today we are going to learn about chapter number 10, special purpose book first, that is cash book. It is also a subsidiary book. It is a type of subsidiary book. We are going to learn point wise all the things. First, in cash book, all cash transactions, only cash transactions, that is receipt and payment, are recorded. Okay. Secondly, it is a book of original entry or primary entry in which we record the transactions of large scale business. Okay, large scale business, because small scale business are recorded in the books of original entry, that is general entries. Okay, but it is the book of original entry. How? Because large scale business transactions or large business records all the transactions in subsidiary books, and one of the book is cash book. Third, it records transaction in a chronological order, that is time and date wise, in order they happen. First come, first will be recorded. Okay, so it is a chronological order. Receipts are recorded on the debit side, whereas payments are recorded on the credit side, as cash account is a real account. It is a type of real account. As it is not in the course, we are always doing by modern concept of accounting, but it is a traditional concept. Then also we are taking as to learn it. Okay, so cash account is a real account. Rule of cash of real account is debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So debit what comes in, receipt comes in, and credit what goes out, payment goes out. Okay, so we apply the rule of real account in cash book. Okay, cash column, whereas bank transactions are recorded in bank column. This is in the case of double column cash book. Okay, where we are going to record cash as well as bank transactions in two columns, separate columns, that is cash and bank column. Okay, it performs the function of both general as well as ledger as at the same time. Thus, it is a subsidiary as well as principal book, that is ledger, as there is no need to prepare cash account. That means whenever you are preparing cash book, there is no need to prepare cash account in ledger. Okay, that is very important. That's why you should remember that it is a subsidiary book as well as a principal book. Types of cash book. There are four types of cash book we are having. First one is single column cash book or one column cash book or simple cash book. Second one is double column cash book. In that we have three parts: cash and bank column, second cash and discount column, third bank and discount column. Third, triple column cash book. Here we are going to prepare three separate columns for cash, bank and discount. Okay, and next one is petty cash book, in which we record small transactions which are not recorded in the main cash book. Okay, so petty cash book is prepared for the small transactions of cash. Okay, now we will discuss about main items of each and every part. Okay, so single column cash book is in our course. Cash and bank column, that is double column cash book, is in our course. This is not in our course. This is not in course of 11th. Okay, this is also not in the course of 11th. Okay, petty cash book is there. So let us start. Single column cash book or simple. First, a single column cash book or one column cash book or simple cash book. The specimen of cash book is I have prepared here for you. There are two sides, debit side as well as credit side. If you see this line is bifurcating the debit and credit this side. Here, this side we record date, particulars, voucher number, laser folio, rupees. Same we follow on the credit side. Okay. Voucher number is prepared to record all the transactions in the books, and from those cash vouchers will be recorded here. Okay. Laser folio records the page number. Okay. The laser page number. Folio means page number. Okay. So we are going to follow this. This is our receipt side. We start with 2. And as you know, debit what comes in. So debit what comes in will be recorded here, that is receipt. Okay. This side we record by writing by, that is credit side. Okay. So we record payment here, and why we record this payment here? Credit what goes out, because cash book. Okay. Cash is a real account. Cash is a real account. Note, cash book will always show debit balance. That means the receipt side is always more than the payment side. Okay. If I am having 100 rupees with me, I can spend only 100 or less than that in cash, not more than that. Okay. So the cash book will always show debit balance, as receipt side is always having more amount than that of payment side. Is it okay? B, double column cash book, in which cash and bank column are prepared. Okay. This is the specimen of the cash book. Before that, you should remember that cash account is a real account and bank account is a personal account. Okay. This is a specimen of double column cash book. If you see, there is a little bit change. Just this is same as in the simple cash book, but these 2 columns are there. There was a single column for cash. Now we have prepared cash and bank separately. Okay. Same on the credit side as in debit side. Okay. Now if you see, all the receipts will be recorded here, whether cash or check. Debit what comes in is the rule of cash account. Debit the receiver is the rule of bank account. Same way, credit what goes out is the rule of cash account. Bank credit the giver, because it is a personal account. Okay. Important. All cash, check, receipts and payments are recorded. All these transactions are going to be recorded here, except check receipt deposited on any other day. That means whenever you have received the check and you have not deposited it into the bank, but you have deposited later on any other day, such a transaction will not be recorded in the cash book. When you are going to deposit the check into the bank, on that date, that will be recorded here. Okay. So it should be very clear, and you should remember it because it is very important. Now, the important point is, contra entry in which both cash and bank account comes together is known as contra entry. Like cash account debit to bank account and bank account debit to cash account. In both the entries you see cash and bank are together. Here also bank and cash is together. Here cash is withdrawn out of bank and it is deposited into the bank. One thing you should remember, contra entry is denoted by C in the LF column, this column. Okay. In both sides of posting in cash book, whenever there is a transaction, there is an entry like this, you are going to post letter C in LF in front of the posting. Okay, like this. Suppose this entry I am passing here, cash account debit to bank, I am going to write here to bank account. Okay, to to bank account, and here it will be written C, and the amount will be written in the cash account debit. So cash account debit, this is debit side of cash, the amount will be written here, okay, and this side you are going to write by cash account for the same entry, contra, and the amount you are going to write in the credit side of bank account, okay. This is bank account. Is it very clear? So this is very important, you should remember, okay. Next, in double column cash book, whenever cash account will have always debit balance. That means cash account will never show any time credit balance. Okay, whereas bank account can have debit as well as credit balances. Okay, this may be the opening balance only. Okay, so credit balance of bank account means overdraft given by the bank. Okay, we also call it as bank overdraft. When opening balances of cash and bank account is given, when cash balance is given, it will always have debit balance. That's why it will be written as, shown as to balance BD in cash book, debit side in cash account. We are going to show in the cash book in cash account column. Okay, bank debit balance, that means we are having positive balance, shown as to balance BD in cash book, debit side in bank account. Okay, in the cash book debit side, in the bank column we are going to write it as to balance BD. Particulars we are going to write balance BD, and amount you are going to write in the bank account. Okay, bank credit balance, this means overdraft, shown as by balance BD in the cash book, credit side in bank account. That means in the cash book you are going to have bank overdraft as credit. Okay, in the credit side you are going to write as by balance BD, and the amount will be shown in the bank column. Now we move to petty cash book. Next one is petty cash book. All small and repeating transactions of cash, that is whether cash payments only, it includes only cash payments, is recorded in the petty cash book. All the small payments, okay, only cash payments will be recorded in the petty cash book. Okay, main cashier appoints petty cashier to do this work. Okay, main cashier allows petty cashier. Why? It is because of the small expenses of repetitive nature will take more time, and to save the time and to focus on the main purpose, the petty cashier is appointed. Okay, in petty cash book only receipt, a single receipt that is paid by the main cashier to the petty cashier to meet all small repeating expenditures. Is it okay? The expenditure incurred in the last month is reimbursed by main cashier to petty cashier to have same amount in the beginning of each month. That means suppose 1000 rupees I am having in March and I have spent it 900 in March. At the beginning of April, I will have only 100 rupees with me. So the main cashier is going to reimburse 900 rupees to me to make the balance 1000 in the beginning of the month. Okay, this amount 900 is called as the impressed amount, and this system is known as impressed system of petty cash book. So it is very important. You should remember the impressed system of petty cash book is to reimburse the amount of last month's expenditure in current month. Okay, this is the specimen of petty cash book. If you see, this is debit side, received, amount received or rupees received. Okay, the receipt can be done only from cash account. One receipt, only one receipt, that is receipt from bank cashier. Okay, so receipt will be shown this side. You should remember. Suppose we are starting new business, then there will be no balance, but we will have only opening balance. Suppose I am starting business, then the balance will be 0. I am getting 10,000 rupees, suppose, from the main cashier. It will be written by cash account. Okay, and I am going to spend all the expenses here. This will be the expenses written here by writing by. Okay, when you are getting receipts, you are going to write to, and when you are paying, you are going to write by. Particular is common. Particular is common. Now the amount will be written here. Okay, like this. This is our payment side. Payment side. This is our receipt side. Okay, so payment is always credited. So under this, there will be written. Now these columns are written for the repetitive expenses. Those expenses which are coming repetitively, we are going to have their separate columns. These are 4 columns, but you can have more columns for more items. The last column will be always miscellaneous expenses. Suppose postage and telegram is an item. Okay, repetitive item. And you write postage and telegram. Suppose this one is postage and telegram. Now the amount written in front of this will be shown here. Okay. Suppose this is salary and this is our salary account. You are going to show this item in the salary in front of this. Suppose this is again postage, you write in the postage. This is salary, you write in the salary, and any other item you are going to make their separate column. Suppose this item is not repetitive in nature, but it is small in nature. This item you are going to write in miscellaneous expenses. Now, when you are writing this all items here, that means this total, and this total will always equals to this total. Okay. Because we are adding all the item here, even though we are adding separately, we are adding this much item only. So this will be the total of this. You should remember always. Now, suppose this amount goes to 9,000. Okay, and here suppose it is 8,000, 500 and 500. Suppose. So it becomes 9,000. Now we are going to close this. We are having total 10,000 rupees with us. Out of that 9,000 has been spent. So 1,000 will be by balance carried down, the end date of the petty cash book. Okay. Now after this, the balance will be shown again here. 1,000. That balance will be shown 1,000 here. As I have told you, I have explained you the interest system of petty cash. The last month's or last week's expenditure will be refunded or reimbursed by the main cashier to the petty cashier to do the expenses again in the next month or next week, whatever may be. Okay, so this amount which already spent, this is total expenditure. Okay, I am writing for your sake. This is total expenditure which again reimbursed by the petty cash, reimbursed by the main cashier to petty cashier. This is very important. You should keep in mind. Okay, so this is how the petty cash book we are going to do.